Have you ever thought you knew what aging would look like, only to wake up one morning and realize no one told you this part? We knew there'd be some wrinkles, we knew energy might dip a little, but no one really talks about those little moments that make you pause and think, when did this become part of my life? Today, I want to talk about some of these hidden realities that catch so many of us off guard. Not to complain, but to say, if you're feeling these shifts too, you're not alone. Let's talk about them, learn from each other, and maybe even laugh a little along the way. The other day, I ran into a neighbor in the lobby, someone I've chatted with countless times, and her name simply vanished from my mind. I stood there smiling, nodding, hoping the conversation didn't require me to say it out loud. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Studies show that age-related memory lapses are common, especially with names and recent details, because our brains recall pathways naturally slow down over time. Instead of feeling embarrassed, I've started small practical shifts. Jotting names and a tiny note about the person in my phone's contacts app, reviewing upcoming appointments and social events the night before, and using their name a few times during conversation to help it stick. And when my mind goes blank, despite my best efforts, I smile and say warmly, "I'm so sorry, your name just slipped my mind. Please remind me." Most people understand. In fact, they're often relieved to know they're not the only one forgetting names these days. I used to power through mornings, cleaning, errands, calls, without thinking twice. But lately, even prepping breakfast and sweeping the floor leaves me needing to sit down for a breather. The National Institute on Aging explains that our cells produce energy less efficiently as we age, leading to unexpected fatigue. To manage this, I've learned to spread tasks throughout the day rather than clumping them all into the morning. I keep a water bottle at arm's reach. Hydration alone reduces tiredness more than we realize. And I've switched from skipping breakfast to having a protein-rich meal like eggs or Greek yogurt with seeds to fuel my energy gently. Mostly I remind myself, slowing down isn't weakness, it's wisdom, the kind that keeps us going for the long haul. My weight never stayed exactly the same, but it never shifted drastically either. Until I turned 50. Suddenly, despite eating the same meals and walking daily, my jeans felt tighter and the mirror reflected a softer silhouette. Research shows that our metabolism slows about 2% per decade after 20, and hormonal changes after menopause further shift how we store fat, especially around the midsection. Instead of extreme dieting, which only left me cranky and tired, I focused on mindful adjustments, smaller portions, replacing late-night snacks with herbal tea, and adding light-strength training a few times a week. Even 10 minutes with dumbbells helps maintain muscle mass, which burns more calories at rest. Weight gain isn't always about willpower. It's about understanding the shifts happening inside and treating ourselves with care as we adapt. When I was younger, doctor visits were mostly annual checkups or the occasional urgent care trip for my kids. Now, it seems every month brings a new appointment. A blood test to check thyroid levels, a bone density scan, or follow-ups for blood pressure. According to the CDC, nearly 85% of adults over 65 live with at least one chronic health condition, which naturally leads to more frequent health monitoring and medication adjustments. It's easy to feel like your life revolves around these visits, but reframing them as preventive care rather than burdensome errands can ease frustration. I keep a simple health binder with appointment cards, questions for my doctor, and medication notes. It helps me walk in feeling prepared instead of scattered. And honestly, there's a quiet reassurance in knowing that each visit is a way of taking care of the body that carries me through life. Sleep changes are one of aging's lesser discussed frustrations. Many women over 50 report waking multiple times at night, struggling to fall back asleep, or waking before dawn feeling unrested. This can be due to hormonal shifts, aches and pains, or changes in circadian rhythms. The National Institute on Aging suggests keeping a consistent sleep schedule, limiting caffeine after noon, and creating a bedtime ritual to cue your body that rest is coming. For me, this looks like turning off bright lights after dinner, sipping chamomile tea, and massaging lavender oil onto my wrists. On nights I still toss and turn, I try not to panic. Resting quietly, even without sleep, still offers the body repair time. One of the quiet heartbreaks of aging is seeing your social circles shrink. Friends move away to be closer to grandkids, health issues keep some homebound, and sadly, we begin losing people we love. A 2023 survey by the AARP found more than 35% of adults over 50 feel lonely regularly, and this impacts both emotional and physical health. But connection doesn't always have to look like big gatherings. Joining a small walking group, volunteering at the local library, or attending a weekly community class, even virtual ones, can anchor your week with human touchpoints. I met one of my closest friends today through a free online poetry discussion group. Small, consistent connections matter more than rare grand social events. It used to take a lot for me to feel cold. Now, if the air conditioning is a touch too high, my joints ache. And summer heat? Just stepping outside makes me dizzy and tired. The Mayo Clinic explains that aging changes the way our body regulates temperature because of thinner skin and decreased fat stores, making us more sensitive to cold, while circulatory issues can make heat feel overwhelming. My practical adjustments include keeping light layers by the door, storing a small handheld fan in my bag, and using heated throw blankets in winter. It's about listening to your body's cues rather than pushing through discomfort. I always considered myself patient, but lately, small annoyances, slow cashiers, drivers cutting in line, clutter on the counter, trigger outsized reactions. This isn't unusual. Hormonal shifts and accumulated life stress can reduce our emotional buffer. Psychology Today suggests simple grounding techniques like deep breathing, naming the feeling aloud, I'm feeling overwhelmed, or briefly stepping away to reset before reacting. When I feel myself boiling over, I put both hands flat on the countertop and take 3 deep, slow breaths. It's amazing how it diffuses the surge and keeps me from snapping. For most of life, independence is a badge of honor. Asking for help felt like weakness. But aging has taught me that interdependence is actually a strength. A study in the Journal of Aging Research found that older adults who accept help when needed, without guilt, report higher overall life satisfaction compared to those who refuse assistance out of pride. Whether it's letting my son carry grocery bags, asking my neighbor to change a ceiling bulb, or using delivery services when errands feel too much, I remind myself, accepting help creates opportunities for connection and gratitude, not judgment. Aging surprises us with both tender gifts and stubborn challenges. Some changes we embrace, others we wrestle with for years. But each one is a chance to pause, adapt, and reflect on how far we've come. Which of these unexpected aging realities resonates with you most right now? Leave me a comment below. Your story might help another woman feel seen today. Thank you for spending your time here with me. If this video brought you a moment of reflection or comfort, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone you care about. Until next time, take care of yourself and your beautiful changing life.